For the most part, the Inuyasha anime covers up to about 558 chapters of the manga. However, the manga itself goes up to chapter 559, adding one more standalone chapter happening 6 months after the battle with Naraku. And the reason this is so important is that the antagonist for this chapter, Nenokubi, is also the one who is most involved with the beginning of Yashahime as we see him in the trailer. For most people, the Inuyasha anime was our only real interaction with the series, meaning that we never really knew anything about this final extra chapter, or about Nenokubi. So today I'm going to be talking about the Inuyasha story that most of us probably missed. Today I'm going to be talking about Inuyasha Since Then. If you guys are excited for a bit more of the story of Inuyasha, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know about which other things in Inuyasha or Yashahime that you want me to talk about. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at chapter 559, Inuyasha Since Then. The chapter kicks off about 6 months after the Shikon Jewel was destroyed, and Kagome is saying that it is relatively peaceful now. It's as if the battle for the jewel never happened. However, peace doesn't seem to hold out very long, as we find out a demon which had been sealed away was freed when a landslide broke open its tomb. The demon is terrorizing a nearby town, attacking people, and leaving only their clothes and their bones, with the exception of a missing skull. Inuyasha and Miroku are sent to sort things out, and find this massive root demon with one eye, sharp teeth, and heads being held from its mouth. Inuyasha slices through it, and part of it manages to burrow under the ground to escape. The demon goes on a rampage, stabbing people with its roots and removing their head, all the while draining their life energy to become stronger. Sesshomaru explains that this is the Nenokubi, a name which fittingly means root head. He says this demon is less than worthless, but it is very persistent. Back at the village, Kaede is explaining that just before meeting Inuyasha, Kikyo was attacked by the Nenokubi in its search for the Shikon Jewel. However, Kikyo was able to steal the demon away without much effort. As Kaede was explaining this to Inuyasha and Miroku, Roots for Brains attacks Kagome, calling her Kikyo and demanding the sacred jewel. Sango manages to blast off Nenokubi using Hiraikots, and the group finally meets up to hunt the demon down. Apparently, because it was sealed away for so long, it didn't know that the jewel was destroyed. Inuyasha originally wanted to hide the demon from Kagome as its history is so intertwined with Kikyo, but that didn't seem like it was an option anymore. We finally get the demon explained to us in a little bit more detail, as we're told that the Nenokubi is a demon which spreads its roots underground and sucks the life force from people for nourishment. They finally catch up with the demon who is battling Kohaku as Sesshomaru arrives to protect Rin, and I guess the other kids and Shippo as well, but let's be real, if he had to choose, he would gladly let the other ones die without even thinking about it. Inuyasha starts hacking away at the demon, but a never-ending barrage of branches just continues to launch out at him. As Kagome offers to be used as bait, Kaede launches a sacred arrow into the ground, forcing the demon out of hiding, as it lunges with its massive mouth towards Kagome to eat her. In a stunning twist for the series, Inuyasha saves Kagome, and we finally get a glimpse of the real demon. It's this absolutely gigantic bundle of roots, teeth, and eyeballs with skulls littered throughout, and it's still screaming for the Shikon Jewel. Kagome fires a sacred arrow, and Inuyasha slices down on it with the wind scar, as Kaede says Kagome is finally strong enough to fight with her own strength, and is no longer relying on borrowing Kikyo's power. All before ending the series with one more sit boy, as Kagome says Inuyasha needs to trust her more. Miroku and Sango go home to their kids, and the series closes with Inuyasha and Kagome sitting together on a hill. All in all, this is a pretty okay and pretty quick chapter to go through, but it always seemed kind of strange to me. It was released with benefits going towards the Great Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in 2011, a few years after the series had ended, so I totally understand that it was a really amazing thing for the mangaka to do, but it also seemed like a kind of weird last chapter for the series. This seems like something we could have seen 100 chapters in. The demon was incredibly weak for a demon at this point, and was more or less taken out with one quick attack. But with the release of Yashahime, I think there might be more going on here. As Sesshomaru mentioned, the demon is next to worthless, but it's persistent. We constantly see this demon being destroyed in this chapter, finding people and absorbing their life energy, and continuing to grow before it gets cut down and emerges one more time. If I had to guess, I would say that the true form that we saw wasn't the entire body. As a demon made of roots, I'd say it's kind of likely that part of it was intertwined with a sacred tree in the area or just remained underground as the rest of it was destroyed. It's possible that a scrap of this demon survived, and with Yashahime taking place 20 years after the events in this manga, it's possible that the demon had just been kind of chilling this entire time, growing stronger and just getting ready to take revenge. And all of this would lead us to its return at the beginning of Yashahime, but that's just a quick guess. As I said, the chapter is pretty cool altogether, and I think a lot of people would have missed out on it since many of us only watched the anime. On top of that, knowing that this was created to support a disaster relief for the area that I'm currently living in really adds some appreciation on top of it. But what do you guys think though? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the chapter if you've read it, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, remember to stay excellent.